see, this is what happens. This is a little behind the scenes activity. Behind the scenes activity.
So for the show.
Okay, what's going on, beautiful people? Happy To The Top Tuesday. Y'all already know what it is. I'm your girl, I'm so poetic.
What up, though? It's your boy, Mr. Outspoken.
And y'all, it's time for some in his and her words. Wow, I feel like we everywhere.
Yeah, see, y'all can't see this right now, but we got several things working as far as making sure we get coverage. So if you see us moving, we got multiple cameras. We got one here, one there. So just know we still here.
Yes, we are. Okay, my gosh. I mean, you know, I am kind of vain, but God.
Hey, you might as well get used to it, huh?
Okay. All right, y'all. So, we greeted you. I hope y'all are having a fabulous To The Top Tuesday. It's hot. How about that? Jesus, that heat. My kids were saying, Miss Jones, please, can we go in the side? And I was like, yes, sure, because it's 94 degrees out here. But, okay. So, weekend highlights.
I worked and I traveled, and when I came back, it was sleeping for me, my weekend. It was a good weekend though, but mine was pretty laid back.
Yeah, I didn't do nothing. For the first time in forever, I did not do anything. Saturday, I was in the gym, Saturday morning. Then I came home Sunday. I didn't even get out the bed. I stayed in the bed all day Sunday. I didn't do anything. Nothing.
No, because I was traveling from work, you know, you get back to work in the office first couple of days. It's like, did nobody know what they was doing while I was gone? So today and yesterday, it's just been crazy. I see why people drink alcohol during the week.
Wow.
Today and yesterday.
All I got to say about that is that I worked retail. I think that's probably the only industry that I've ever been in where I needed a fifth or something every time I got off work. Yes, Lord Jesus. Not a pint, not a shot, a fifth or something. When you got off from that store, it was nothing nice, okay? And when you the store manager, and this wasn't it was a flagship store, $3 million a year, a staff of about 60, and I'm the head person in charge. It was nothing nice for some of these people. But anyway, but yeah, weekend was quiet. Work days have been smooth, praise Jesus, hallelujah. We're in the count. Every day these children count down. We go to school for 180 days out of the school year. So since day one, we've been counting down how many days we've come to school, how many days we have left. And when we started getting down to the single digits, like today, when it's like, Miss J, really 6? I'm like, child, y'all don't even understand. Wednesday, and I'm not even going to be there Wednesday, which is the last day. I'm not going to be there because I have an appointment. But I am going to a luncheon the next day. They won't be there. They'll be gone. So God is good. Okay. So you know what, you guys? I didn't come up with it. I saw it posted in His and Her Words Facebook group, and I thought it was hysterical. So, you know, and I don't mean to make mockery of the French president, not at all. But it turns out, you know, this is some historical shit. It turns out, I call this a relationship funny. It turns out that this guy, what is his name? Well, let me find his name so I can address him appropriately. Let me see. Lord have mercy.
The French president.
Yes, Lord Jesus. Okay, his name is Emmanuel Macron. Apparently, when Emmanuel was 15, he fell in love with his teacher, who was 42 at the time. She had 3 children and a husband. Emmanuel said that he wasn't marrying nobody but her should she ever become available. Well, it turns out that she did at the age of 64. Okay? And apparently his love never faded because he's engaged to marry her in like the next few weeks.
How old is he?
He's 39. He is 39 going on 40. And she is 64. You know, somebody said, this is a shame, but somebody, y'all need to look up their picture. I wish y'all could see this. My God. Now, he would have did better if he would have got a sister because, you know, she would have still looked 42 at 64. But anyway, whoever, I can't even remember who posted this in the group, but they said, if you're single and you're worried, don't worry. He ain't born yet. And I'm like, Jesus, if that's the truth, and I have to wait for him to come through the womb and go through adolescence, maturity, puberty, and all this. Oh God, I don't think so.
You know, it kind of got me thinking because when I was in high school, there were two teachers that everybody, one in particular, everybody, like her name was Gigi Branham.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
So somebody from Central is going to see this Gigi Branham, and I think it was a few of us that probably, I don't know about 64 though. I don't know about 64, but 54 works. At 39, good for her.
Child. Well, that's what
Good
I
for
said.
her.
Because if y'all can see this picture, I ain't even gonna lie. If y'all can see this picture of this woman, they're at a press conference, and she is holding on to his hand. It looks like this came out kind of dark, but it looked like he's holding her up, like she can barely stand.
He is proud. Okay? He is proud of that 64-year-old woman.
But can I say that her oldest child is 2 years older than him? And her child right after him, the child that's 2 years older, the child right after him is the same age as he is.
What up, Marcy?
Child, now that's some stuff for you right there, child. Okay. Yeah, I did. I laughed at that, y'all. I did. I thought that was funny. Geritol Complete, I said, is what would help me to deal with a brother. I think that's a 25-year age difference. Jesus.
Ain't nothing wrong with her. This still works.
Okay, well, okay. If it works, then it works. Okay, who am I? Congratulations. Rock on with y'all bad selves. The French know what they're doing. That's the love continent. So they supposed to know what's happening. Okay, so moving on. Let's see here. Love and relationship news. Do you want to, because you were the one that
you know what?
this.
I shared a article that I found, and it was a guy, he had just gotten married, and he wanted to get some advice, him being a newlywed. So he reached out, sent out, it was like he got over 1,500 responses. And the reason why this article resonated with me, because for one, it was long, but some of the answers that came back were very much on point, and it was realistic. And I was like, you know what? I dig that. And I think one of the second points that he made, the categories were being realistic with your expectations in a relationship. And one young lady, she sent an email. She said, you know what? You're not going to wake up every day gushy mushy over the person that you're in love with. It's just impossible. Some days you go wake up and wonder why they still here, and then you go wake up one day and wish you are the luckiest person in the world. And I was like, very simple, but it made so much sense. Like, you can't stand them, but you love them. So
yeah. Well, I tell you, I kind of skimmed through it today because it was a lot to read. I did read it when he initially posted it, and I went through it. I read a little bit more, but I thought it would be cool to share it because I like that it was titled, Every Relationship is Successful for the Same Reason. And so I'm like, okay, how many times have I listened to folks who are really happy together share what they thought the keys were to their success? And after I started to let that play around in my mind, a lot of the folks, especially the ones that I truly admire, like Will and Jada and Denzel and Paulette, and, you know, a lot of them that has a lot of longevity, it did start to sound almost like what you hear repetitively. Mm-hmm. Be together for the right reasons. Have realistic expectations about the relationship and romance. The most important factor in a relationship is not communication, but respect. Now, that one I thought, because how many times do we always say that? But communication is the key.
I don't know. Based on an article, I get it, but I still think there has to be a level of effective communication and listening at the same time.
Now, I'm inclined to because I think that the respect and the communication thing goes hand in hand. I think that when you have true respect for your partner, this opens that door to be able to tell them anything. You can really sit them down and open up your heart to them, and because of this rapport that you have with each other, I mean, it may not always be nice, some of the things you have to say, but because of the respect factor, it makes the communication, I think, easier.
And they also said once the respect leaves, if you stop respecting your partner, it's very hard for that respect to come back. And it makes me think about how sometimes how women react when a man cheats. Is like once he does that, like everything he did up before that, kind of like it don't matter to a certain extent. But now it's hard for her to get that respect back. That has to be earned over time.
Oh,
So
well, yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
that resonated with me.
I think with the cheating thing, I think because it hurts so deep. I think because it cuts so deep, and I mean, hurt is hurt, but there's levels to it. And cheating is like, oh my God, you don't mean the intention really is not to wipe away all of his good deeds. Because in all honesty, once you calm down and you begin to get into that space where you're able to be rational, you start to realize that you had pretty good moments and that he was somebody that was really significant. And this is why some women are able to go back. A lot of them are able to go back after cheating. Some, it takes them a minute, but they will, at least be cordial with you if they don't ever go back to you. They learn how to get back at least into the, forgiving and things of that nature for you. So, moving on. Okay, it says talk openly about everything, especially the stuff that hurts. A healthy relationship means two healthy individuals. Now, see, that's to me, that healthy means on all levels physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. There has to be a balance.
Key word individuals, though.
Yes.
It didn't say a healthy couple was two people that's healthy together.
Right.
You have to be healthy individually before you can be healthy together.
Yes.
When I read that, I just wanted to just
well, and some folks don't realize that you still maintain your individuality, even though you're involved with someone else. You really do. And so, but a lot of us get that mixed up and we start to put a more stress on our partner thinking that we in it all the way together. There is a certain fact, a part of it where you are in it together. However, not to that extreme, not to where your happiness, your emotional well-being, your physical well-being, all that is contingent on your partner. That's too much for anybody.
That is unrealistic.
It is very unrealistic. I concur. Give each other space. You know what? I have to kind of duck y'all.
You know what? Listen, as a man who needs space, this is very crucial, and on women too. But it's very crucial because a lot of times, and sometimes, fellas, a woman can love us so much where they want to be around us all the time until they don't want to be. So when they say where they want some space, then we can have our space, but it shouldn't be like that. People need to still have their outside interests besides one another. So if the guy, he was going to shoot pool with the guys on Fridays. Now, it probably can't be every Friday, but he still need that space because you want to take in consideration, be respectful to your partner. See how it is all intertwined.
Sure. Yes, it does. It does.
Why you cover your face though? Why you cover your face? Yeah.
Because okay, I'm ducking y'all because I am such a sucker. Hey, Damon. Hey, Isis. I'm such a sucker for romance that I do like the closeness. I like the intertwining. But however, now that I am much more mature, as much as I like all that lovey-dovey, I do like space too. I ain't gonna lie. The cancer part of myself, it does get, because like Sunday, seriously, y'all should have saw me Sunday. I said that I don't ever go live until everything is like all it is. It's all right.
Do it one time. Do it.
Oh, yes. I have to make sure it's all right. But Sunday, if anybody who normally see me looking like this would have saw me Sunday, they'd have been like, okay, I'm in the wrong damn space. This is not. I was so, I had to look at myself walking past the bathroom mirror like, girl, don't do it. Don't you even step foot outside. Don't even go nowhere looking like that. That was just ridiculous, y'all. But anyway, so yes, space is definitely needed. You and your partner will grow and change in unexpected ways. Embrace it. Now, you know what? This is so true. And I've been reading on Essence.com lately about some breakups that I never would have imagined would have happened. Like Anthony Hamilton, I remember when he first emerged on the scene, how everybody was going crazy over his music. And then when they found out about his marriage and how long they had been together, how the relationship came to be, and the fact that they had children that were just absolutely gorgeous, to find out now that after all that, and I mean, their split was amicable, but they split nonetheless. And it's like, huh? But it's just because you definitely, for somebody like me, it's hard to believe. But you know, you definitely get to points in your life where what worked for you when you were 17, or when this person was your high school sweetheart and the object of your desire, and you just couldn't see past, anybody but them. Your preferences change, your feelings change, your perspective about life change. You may have been so liberated, that you become a traditionalist and you start to find things that just work for you, and you want to stay in this particular space while they're used to you being an adventurer. But now you want to be more calmer. And they're like, okay, but what happened? I still want to go on an adventure. But you're like, I want to be on the couch with a remote and a nice drink. And they're like, this is not working. So, I mean, it's from the simple things to the profound things that can change. And you either can embrace it and roll with it, or you can allow it to divide you. And that's what a lot of these people did. Jamal, what did you say? That's the problem. I had this discussion with my wife years ago. She feels that as a couple, she feels like as a couple there shouldn't be individuality. And I was like, it is important you don't lose yourself within the relationship. Oh, Jamal, you always give good stuff.
You know what? I spoke with somebody today, and she gave a very good interpretation about it, because I think they're coming up on 21 years.
Ooh.
And she said, when you're young and earlier in a marriage, the focus is more so building, trying to get the house. You have the children that you are trying to raise, and as you grow, you see the change. Now, once the kids leave the house, they're self-sufficient now. Now it's almost like you're relearning the person that you've been with for so long, because y'all were living together as opposed to living, because the focus was elsewhere. Mm-hmm. So now kids grown, now you're looking at this person like you have to actually get to know that person all over again. And when she said that to me, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna say that because I've never heard anybody give it like that. So I gotta give her props. I said I won't use her name, but I know you go see it, but I appreciate that because it made sense.
Yes. And I mean, now I definitely will respect somebody's individuality. I think it's important. You definitely, and then people's change. However, yes. Yes, we do. And you know what? Sometimes that change, it may be shocking in the beginning, but you may learn to love that about them, so definitely be willing to embrace. Number 8 said, be good at fighting, and number 9 says, be good at forgiving. I like these two, because you're going to have your differences. Things are going to come up, and you may say some crazy stuff, but at the end of it, you have to know that love is at my heart, and you have to be willing to forgive. So I think those are definitely key.
Mama said, teeth and tongue may fall out, but if you fall out, you fall back in.
No, I like that.
So that's
that. Mama knows.
When you have those arguments, of course. Shut up, Mama.
I know. See, Mama's be knowing, honey. Yeah, I totally agree. Okay, number 10, the little things add up to big things. So what that means. Don't let the minor stuff fester. It may seem small and insignificant, but if it's pressing on you, talk about it. Get it off your chest. Say what you got to say. Don't just sweep it under the rug and let it build. And then all of a sudden you erupted like a volcano, and then it throws your partner completely off because they never knew that you had a certain type of feeling going on because you never said anything. You wait until 9, 10, 11, 12, 20, 31 things then piled up, and then you letting them all loose. Your feelings about them anyway.
Goes back to communication.
Absolutely. And so let's see here. Sex matters a lot. I'll put the a lot.
I'm about to say, because that ain't what it said.
It did say that. Yes, it did. It said sex matters a lot. Yes, I didn't add the a lot. I just capitalized the a lot, but I didn't add it. It was there already, but I put it all big letters because it does matter.
we'll leave that where it's at. We all.
Well, we know. Hell, everybody know. Okay, so anyway, moving on. Okay, be practical and create relationship rules. Now, you know what? We say that we don't need none, but I think there should be guidelines. I think that there should be guidelines in the sense of just knowing what your partner's preferences are, what they like, what makes them feel good. You know, what makes them, feel safe, secure, comfortable. It's not your job to make them feel that way, but knowing what they prefer, what they like. You're saying, like
no, I'm listening. I'm listening.
I think when you know this stuff about people, your approach is easier.
But you said rules. That ain't rules. That's really getting to know somebody. You said rules.
Be practical and create relationship rules. So what do you think that means? That was my interpretation of what this one was.
Well, I'm gonna give you an example of a rule.
Mm-hmm.
If a man goes out and he's with his boys,
I knew that.
Listen, I gotta say this. I think when a man goes out and he's with his friends, I think there has to be a respectable time he needs to be back at home.
Well, I agree with that.
That's the rule I'm talking about, because it's one of those things. If she there has to be a rule. Like it's really no need for you to be out at 3 or 4 in the morning. That's just my opinion. Especially when you got a woman out.
Now I'm gonna tell you.
That's the rule.
What I heard my mama say about that, because we just said mama knows. The only thing that stays open late is legs.
And these nasty Waffle Houses.
So ain't no reason for your tail to be out all hours of the damn night. Okay, so. Okay, and the last one was learn to ride the waves. So no matter, and you know what, Demond Walker, I have to say, I met this brother. Oh my God, Demond, I have a picture of you and I, and a couple other people somewhere. He is really good people, and have been married forever with beautiful children. And I mean,
shout out to Demond.
Demond, I'm telling you, this brother is just so genuine and so down to earth and so real. I think your approach and just your mindset is what causes you to have such a healthy relationship with your wife. And you need to bring your butt to Courses and Verses, because I want to meet the missus. I want to meet her. Okay, so that was, if y'all want to find
I get it, BG. I get it. I know what you're saying. Because when I was talking about the curfew thing, she said that's respect, not a rule. So it goes back to respect.
Yes.
I dig that, BG.
Yes. I agree too. Okay, so now, what was I about to say? Oh, if you guys want to read this, because I only wrote down the topics. He went into detail on his interpretation for each one of these. The link is on the In His and Her Words Facebook page. Mr. Outspoken is the one that posted this. So you guys can go and read on it. If you have not already, you can go find this and read it in more detail. When I printed this out, I had no idea that I was going to print in there 50 pages. It is a read, but it's well worth the read. It helps to know this.
I think regardless of where you are in a relationship, I think you'd be able to get something from it.
I think so too.
Even if you're single.
Yes.
You can get something.
Yes. Okay, so now we done talked about this French president and relationship success. We are successful for the same reason. So now it's on to the T, as Miss Kathleen with the KP. I interviewed with her yesterday, would say, sipping the tea. So you know what? This popped out. You know when you log on to the internet, I'm not looking for stuff all the time. I'm just logging into the internet. First thing I see pop across my computer screen was Sierra and Russell Wilson. And so I'm like, okay, why is Sierra across my computer? Let me stop and see what is this about. And of course, because on Mother's Day, Russell put a post up on Instagram acknowledging his wife, the fact that she's just given birth to his daughter, how happy and in love he is with their family. And he referred to baby Future as ours. And of course there was backlash, which is what we do. We go for people.
Wow.
I don't know why we do it, but it's just that's the confusion.
This is a non-story, in my opinion. This is a non-story because that woman is with that man,
yes.
And if he is with that baby every day,
yes.
He turning the lights on and putting in the bed and feeding them. Yes, it is a package deal. So
yes,
why is this the story? I have no idea, and I have Nothing else to say about that.
I just think that it is sad. And you know what? The story is not even about them because we already know that Russell is doing what he's supposed to do. If Future fans got issues, then they need to go and work that out. But they don't need to be coming for these people on social media. And the fact, that was why I posted this on my list because I want to know why. Why?
Future mad because
Why?
Sierra is winning right now.
You know.
She has won. She has upgraded. She has upgraded. And
well, I think when we talked about Lala and Carmelo, didn't I say, ladies, that we ain't never stepping down from what we know? It is never gonna be that. So, I think he learned the hard way. Let me see. I would hope that he would claim him as his own and show no separation.
Right.
And you know what? And from what I understand, he is involved. You know, but I think the fact that Russell is just so involved too. You know, I don't know if it's that people think that there's no room in Baby's Future's life for two fathers. I don't know how anybody can think such, you know, because children can benefit from a lot of guidance and love and stability.
Speaking from experience, being in Russell's position before, when you're raising someone else's biological child as your own and claiming them as your own, we don't care about that. It's in the end, it's all about the kids. So Future has a problem. He just have to get over it and just be mature and just at least he ain't with no bum.
Well, you know what I have to say is really not to Sierra, Russell, maybe Future, but to them dang on fans that like to throw shit. Stop it! Stop it! Just get yourself a life. Read a good book and learn some things about love and respect and family, and then you will stop with this foolishness. You will stop it.
I can't wait to talk about this next one now.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, I've been waiting on this next one, y'all. I want y'all to know that.
Okay, who's the next one? Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead.
About y'all. So, your girl Janet Jackson, right?
Lord have mercy.
Your girl Janet Jackson, y'all know she was married to the guy, 5 years of marriage, shortly after the birth of their son. They split up. Now, the guy wanted, someone to take over after him. He wanted an heir. Right. And I get that. Now, there was a clause. I'm going to let her deal with the money part. All I would say is, I find it very ironic that a couple months after she had a baby, now they separated, but in all jokes aside, I believe this was agreed upon. I think it was planned out.
I think so too.
I think money is not an issue for him. He wanted a child. Right. She wanted a child. She was like, well, I'm just not going to do it for nothing. I'm not going to say she didn't love him. I'm not going to say she didn't want to be with him. However, she was very smart in saying, if I'm going to go through this at my age, I'm going to benefit from it outside of having a beautiful child.
And he is adorable.
So I have nothing back. Good business sense, Janet. And then you know what she do?
Oh,
she do a minute video talking about, I'm about to go on tour.
Oh.
You talk about businesswoman. That is black girl magic.
Well, you did not just
black girl magic.
Black girl magic.
And she was straight business mode. She was like, nah, I'm finna go on tour now. Because she's supposed to be on tour and she canceled it because of the baby, because of him. So she was like, I'm about to go get mine for real now.
Okay, so what it sounds like my PNC is saying is what everybody else has been saying. This has been business from the start.
Yes.
That it had very little to do with love. That it was about creating an heir that will have Janet, regardless of her Jackson name, set for life.
Well, for 5 years though, you had to like. She had to like him at least.
Well, to have a baby.
Right, y'all have to. Unless they deal with her brother for never mind. Because I love Michael. I ain't gonna say nothing about Michael.
I think this man is not toe up. He is good looking. I don't even know what to say, but whatever, Janet. If this was business, girl, let me tell you something. I find celebrities, people with money, are taking some mighty, serious extremes for $1. Now, come on. Janet's family has been in the celebrity status, Jesus, since they were children, babies. You know what I mean? And it took for you to hook up with this man to create an heir and try to give birth at 50. This is when you get fragile and shit.
So she was going to have a baby with Jermaine Dupri?
What?
She upgraded.
Okay, so.
Jermaine Dupri is hot. Listen, she upgraded.
Well, now
I ain't mad at you.
that's one hell of a damn upgrade. That's all I got to say. Again, that goes back to what I said about we will never step outside of our. I did say that. Okay, so that was proof. But my God, I just think that's so extreme. I just pray to God that their co-parenting is totally up to par, and this child don't have no Joe influences like Janet and them did. I just pray to God that they never know a Joe Jackson, you know, parenting skills or whatever. I just hope he never knows that. I hope they really are sane enough and stable enough to really rear this young man properly. Okay, so on to the next one. Now, this one, y'all, this last one, my God. Okay, now, I'm a big fan of Shonda Rhimes. Seriously, love her because of Scandal. You know, I got hooked on Scandal. I wasn't even following it when it first started coming on. It wasn't until maybe the third or fourth season when I got tired of the Facebook hype and everybody kept saying, watch it, that I actually got involved. So, but I never watched everything that Shonda created. Speaking of Grey's Anatomy. And so I didn't even know nothing about Jesse Williams until he showed up last year at the BET Awards and got honored for his humanitarianism. That speech was golden, and I have to say that I stood up in my own bedroom and gave him a standing ovation. What was the quote? Let me see. Can I read it from here? He said that although we are magic, we are real. And that is some very true stuff about some African American people. We are magic and we real all day long. However, I'm saying all that to build up the fact that, okay, I didn't know you, then I find you and I'm just totally taken by you. I start to research you a bit and I find out that you're happily married to this gorgeous woman, even though she is kind of plain, she's still attractive to you. When people have went for her, he has stood up for her and defended her. And now after, I don't know how many years of marriage, I think it's 20 and 2 children, they are divorcing.
Perhaps they could have grown apart.
Again, that goes back to that.
They could have grown apart.
It's when you hear all these beautiful things about people.
But they're still human. They're still human. See, that's the hopeless romantic.
I'm hopeless.
And I get it, but
I'm like, oh, what? Because I remember when after that whole award was received and the speech was given, I think this is when she started making headlines and everybody was like, what's going on with her head? And does he really love her? Because this woman don't even look attractive. There's nothing appealing about her. He fine and he this and he that. And then he actually made a statement to the press in defense of his wife, and that just shut all the noise down about anybody coming for her or him. And so I'm like, okay, after all that, we find out a year later that we're parting ways.
Oh.
Okay. I guess that's life, right? It happens. Okay, y'all, on to the topic of today.
She's still sad about Jesse Williams.
I don't even know what to say.
And he got beige eyes, too, so women, y'all like
well, now them eyes. Wait, hold on. What was the guy? I can't even remember his name, but that fool was convicted of felonies on the West Coast. But he became a jailhouse sex symbol. And Calvin Klein and all of them was hiring this boy to be a model, and his ass is doing years in the federal pen. And he still got, listen, they were talking about, I think Gabrielle Union and, I can't even remember the other girl's name, but they were the ones that started talking about him at the podium at one of our award shows. And I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
What did Bridget say?
We don't know the details.
Just because he was giving her glowing remarks does not mean they were having issues. Well, you know what?
We all have faked it. I ain't gonna say fake it, but we all didn't want. We've all been in situations where we didn't want to talk down on a person that we're with, regardless of what we were going through.
Right.
And he did. He took the high road.
Well, and I admire them. I mean, I always admire when you are, when you are discreet and you are not acting a fool in the street. This is one of the reasons I gave Tiny and T.I. props. Because considering where they're from and how they can be, they have been handling their divorce beautifully, and they've been keeping their children as a priority.
It hasn't been messy.
Not at all.
It hasn't been messy.
And the only mess has been what the fans has created, like they're trying to create for Russell and Sierra by just creating conflict. But anyway, like I said, today's topic, you guys, is...
Today's topic is...
Whether single, dating, or married, should you only heed the advice of people with the same relationship status as yours? Once again, whether you are single, whether you are dating, or you are married, would you only heed the relationship advice from someone with your same relationship status? So, do you think that if you are a single person, could you give a married person advice about their marriage?
Absolutely not.
You don't think you can give a single person give a married person advice?
No.
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 Why?
How can I give advice about something I know absolutely nothing about? Like I'm single and they married. How am I gonna tell this man anything? Because he done something that apparently I hadn't had the chance to do yet.
But what have you had and you're divorced? You've been married.
So you're saying does a divorce hurt a man?
Well, I mean, you may be single, but you don't know what your past has been like, or what you've been through, or what kind of work you're involved in, what you do that can be beneficial or helpful to some people.
So we'll add divorce.
Yes, you can. My pastor does it. All right now, go ahead.
We gonna put an asterisk next to him. That's not. We gotta put an asterisk next to the pastor because it ain't too many single pastors out here. It don't look good in front of the chest. We single.
Did you just?
I did it. But it said whether you're single, dating, or married.
Well, okay, yes.
So
but now this is okay. I would say, because I answered this earlier in my group, if it resonates within my spirit, if I feel like somebody is really giving me some advice that I can truly benefit from, you know it when you hear it. You know when somebody's just spouting some crap and you need to get your shit and leave. And you know when somebody is speaking some truth and you need to sit down and sit your ass still and listen. So you kind of know that. Instincts and intuition tells you, you know, what you ought to take heed to. And I think that this is how I would typically respond, you know, because I've been married and now I'm divorced. So technically I'm single, but I've been in a marriage position and I'm a minister too. And now let me tell you guys.
I was being literal.
Let me tell you guys why I presented that question, because I think a few shows back, Mr. Outspoken kept saying, we're not experts. We're not claiming to be experts. We're just trying to get you to talk, you know, to create a dialogue to make sure that, you know, we are approaching love and relationship with the right mindset, the right perspective, and be mindful of each other, where we are, and all that stuff. So, no, we're not claiming to be experts by a long slide. However, the whole idea behind In His and Her Words is definitely to generate conversation, positive and healthy conversation. But that does not mean that we don't know enough that can help impact your life for the better. You just never know how it turns itself out.
You know, if I've been through the marriage thing, if I'm talking to a guy that's dating and because I have been asked this and it made me cringe, but he come to me, he like, hey, I'm thinking about marrying her, and I knew what to say, but I didn't really want to say it. So I just told him something that my mom would say, just pray on it. Don't expect her to be exactly who she is. And regardless of what you do, don't go to bed mad. And more so, keep your friends out your business.
Well, yeah.
I would say that for somebody that's about to get married, and even someone who still is and they still new, you got to keep outside people out your marriage. You got to do.
Well,
I know women may have that girl, you know what I'm saying, or fellas might have that guy. But what I've learned is that people will talk about their relationship to everybody else except the person they need to be talking to, which is their partner.
I agree with that.
So,
I definitely agree. I don't think that you should go into, or if you are in a place where you truly are confused and you are kind of like not sure how you should approach it, how you should say it, how you should sit him down and say something that you are struggling with express. It's certain people that I would ask these types of questions to. Because I have a very small, I think I made Kathleen laugh yesterday. I said my circle was pea-sized because I don't roll with too many folks. It kind of shrunk over the years because I started to realize who was who and what they were in my life for. And so it just shrunk. But nonetheless, the ones that I will confide in are ones that I know that I know is going to be real with me. So even if I'm stressing myself over something and making it monster size, they're not afraid to tell me, girl, you need to stop with this foolishness. They're not afraid to pull my coattail. If I'm wrong, they will tell me so. If it's me that's creating an issue where there really is none, they will tell me that. They're not just going to give me biased information because they're friends with me and they don't want to hurt my feelings and they're going to tell me what I want to hear and not what I need to hear. So this is why I think when it comes to whatever, even if I were to get married, because of, again, these individuals, and it's not even so much because, like, 2 of them are married, 3 of them are married, and 1 is single. But I think it doesn't really matter because I've been knowing them over the years, and like I said, I have enough trust in them that I know that they would keep it 100 with me.
I think one of the funniest conversations you ever hear is a single man and another single man try to give each other advice about women. You talking about something that really don't make no sense. It make no sense because what it turned into is sharing war stories. It's not really right. It's really no advice. But if I'm seriously trying to get some advice about relationships and how am I supposed to deal with a woman, I will talk to somebody that's married who's been married for a long time and y'all still there. Even you might not like him every day, but you have stayed because I think you got to have a resume for me to come to you and ask you something because you got to be credible to me. I know some people that's been married since the 90s and they my age. Shout out to Ben Raquel. They've been married forever. And I think it was like 1920. And they still together. So people who've been together for a long time, not saying somebody who's divorced can't give advice, but you got to be credible.
And Deborah Ware said, not everyone will have the best interest in regards to your issue. They could be wrong and just want your man or your woman.
That's so, ladies. Hold on, let me look in the camera. Ladies, let me tell you something. Stop.
Yeah, watch ladies. Jennifer, honey, because she'll come with her.
Stop talking to y'all girls about the intricacies. What's going on with you and the man? Even if y'all just dating.
Yeah.
If you don't never listen to anything I ever say, because see, men, we not gonna do that. If it's a woman that we care about, we're not about to tell another man how me and that woman is for real. Like, we're not doing that. A woman will tell her girl about how to do this and do that.
I've never done that.
Men are not doing that. Especially if we
now going into the details of the bumping and the grinding, never. Now, I say no. I'm not going to tell you where he put it and how he did it. I'm not doing all that. However, it's usually I've only discussed arguments and differences where I could not bring myself to his perspective and I needed somebody to shed some light on something he was trying to get me to consider and just to make help me understand a comprehension type thing. I have never been that explicit and gave those types of details, even with a fifth of liquor and a girl's night. I'll giggle at some things.
Listen, a woman would be mad at her dude and then go have a girls' night and then just say everything to her girls about what happened.
Not every woman.
I'm definitely not saying every woman. Clarify that. I'm not saying every woman. There's a large sum of women on earth breathing that would be mad if they do.
Yes, some men do. Lie. All right, Brooke.
Hey, they would be. Yes. They'll be mad if they do, and they'll go tell their girls everything, and this dude have no idea that she's mad at him. She done told everybody but him. Hey, Brookie. Yes, they do. I'm not saying.
Lord. Well,
I don't know. If he really like her, he ain't go.
Well, you know what?
If he's really into her, he don't do that.
Let me tell you something. Them barbershop.
If he do, he don't care.
Well, what? Really? You think so?
If a man cares about a woman, he don't want no other dude to know a woman that he's into what she's doing to him.
I've never really known a man to talk about his woman's sex, but her behavior or her nagging, she getting on my nerves, man. I had to get out that house. This chick is about to drive me up a wall. I had to leave her with this shit because you know she tripping. I done heard that. I done been in a barbershop with my son.
A man would probably say that to another man before him telling his woman, you know what, I love this woman. He's quicker to say she's nagging me as opposed to say, you know what, I love her, I'm really into her. He's not gonna say that. He'd be like, that's my girl, you know what I'm saying? But he's not gonna
tell another dude that he loves her.
It all depends on how tight him and the dude is, but that's not something man gonna say like, hey, I love her. Unless men are grown. Even I know a couple dudes and we have conversations.
What the hell is happening?
He's not, dude, because men, we function in a different way. I don't even think it's ego.
Our sisters, don't we tell each other I love him? I just love him.
One has estrogen, another one has testosterone. We can say how we feel about a woman, but we just don't get real deep.
So when because you've been married,
yes.
Did you have a big wedding?
Somewhat.
Did you have a best man?
My son.
Oh, okay. I'm just thinking of homeboy. But I'm just trying to figure out when a guy approaches his boy about being, we all got to do this thing. What are you saying when you ask him to hold the ring? Like, what are you saying? Man?
It all depends.
What?
Listen, I had a dude tell me, as soon as I told him that he was married, he was like, don't do it. Nah, fellas, I know y'all seen this. Don't even comment.
Oh my God!
I'll take all the heat for this one. But a lot of dudes will be like, "Are you sure you want to do that?"
Now I've heard that.
You sure you want to do that?
I've heard that.
Do what makes you happy, because I think sometimes it ain't. Especially.
I have heard that. I've heard that. Yes, I have.
Because the friends think they're losing something.
Yes, I've heard the boys ask.
You sure you want to do that?
Are you sure, bro?
Oh, why? Why?
Oh, no, I don't know about the why, but I have heard the question be asked if they were sure. I have heard that. Well, you know what? I think that there's nothing wrong if you have people in your life, like I said, that you can truly trust, regardless of your relationship status. I don't think you should limit it to where you get advice from. If you know that these people can be trusted, if you know that they genuinely do have your best interest at heart, and they're going to guide you right, it doesn't matter to me if you're single, married, divorced, whatever. If I know that I can truly trust you, then of course, if you're guiding me in the right way and my heart tells me this, then I'm going to trust what you say.
And I think as sometimes those type of people are hard to come by.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I know that for me, as I've gotten older, it's been harder to trust and be able to connect with people that you have that enough respect, and you know that they will give you honest advice. I know a couple guys that will give it to me straight, and they probably gonna see this. I ain't gonna call their name out.
Well, I definitely, like I said, P-Size, Deborah Ware is definitely one of them, and she just commented. That sister right there, I know that I can trust with my life. And I think that, she can call me out. And I wouldn't get offended. I wouldn't get upset. We've had to calm each other down and say, you're taking it too far. Or you need to, be a little bit more rational with your thoughts. Or maybe you need to go and pray about this. Don't just listen to me. Because we'll definitely do that for each other. Don't just listen to me. Take this in prayer and see what happens at the end of it. And see if it sounds like what I said. But because I genuinely care for her, and I know it's vice versa. Anything this woman tells me, absolutely. And it's not just because of the fact she's been married for 40 years. And I love her husband too. John Ware is a beautiful person.
Some of the best advice that I've received has actually come from women. Who else somebody will go to and learn about a woman besides a woman?
Well, I was getting ready to say, they say only a woman can teach a man how to love her, and only a man can teach a woman how to love him. Do y'all agree with that?
Give it to him one more time. Please give it that to him.
Only a woman can teach a man how to love her, and only a man can teach a woman how to love him. I happen to agree with that. Who else?
I just don't think us as men, we're gonna know automatically. So we have to go.
And see, that's the difference. Because a sister will lay it out for you and give you the blow by blow. It'll almost be like a lesson where they'll pull out a chalkboard and list some things. Brothers, it'll be.
Hey, please. Hey, I got.
Brothers, they'll skirt around some things, and it may take you about 6 months to get it all out of them. They'll take you in stages, and it'll be certain circumstances that have to arise before they get it all out. So it may take you 6 months of getting it all out of their tails. But sisters will sit your ass down. Boy, let me tell you, let's go over this lesson right now. Do you need a refresher course? Every so often you might get one, just to make sure you are following the course and you are passing with flying colors. Okay, so you guys, I don't know what else I can say.
Monica Jacks, you are correct.
What did Monica say?
No matter what we're going through, we would definitely go have to seek advice from the Creator, of course. That's always a given.
Yes.
That's always a given.
Yes. Well, Deborah Ware said, yes, this is true about a man teaching a woman how to love him. And you should trust what he says, because this is how you're going to keep the fire burning.
But you know how it works, though? Even if a woman tells a man and vice versa, what's that word I always say? Ladies and gentlemen, say it all together with me. Listen.
Well, that's key.
Not hearing, but listening.
And let me tell you, there's another word. So this helps you really understand the significance of the word listen. There's another word within listen. If you rearrange the letters, you get silence.
Yes.
So this is what you have to read. And I mean, not just sit with your mouth closed while all sorts of shit is running through your mind. You have to still the mind too, because sometimes when people are talking and expressing themselves, you done already formulated something in your mind, and you're not even taking in what they're saying. You just ready to spit out what's in your head. So you have to silence.
Somebody start the slow clap.
You have to silence all of it and sit still to really truly listen. So silence is not just sitting with your mouth closed. It's quieting everything to really hear, especially when you're communicating with a man or he's trying to make you aware of something. This is how you really receive from a man.
BG, that's a great book.
What's the book?
I wouldn't tell a bunch of people I read that book. That's a great book.
Learn Your Love Language. What's the book?
The 5 Love Languages. I think they had a sequel too, but it's a very good book to read. Love Languages.
Yes.
I know what mine is. I'm not going to say it, but I know what mine is.
Well, mine is Deepak Chopra's A Path to Love, because I've read that book at least 2 or 3 times. And it's actually very insightful, very spiritual. And it definitely, same things that we're basically talking about here. And then there are testimonies in there, that coincide with that list that we just went over.
Somebody gave a comment. I got to read this comment. Charlene says, with women these days, you better just talk to Jesus. Because seriously, unless y'all have a real tried and true friendship that's been there for years, I would be very careful.
Charlene, you know what? Unfortunately, girl, and let me tell you, and since I've been in the ATL, at least now, I'm originally from Louisiana, and at least there was some subtlety about Louisiana chicks. Here in Atlanta, you can be standing right next to this man, and these heifers don't care. They will be all up on him in your face. They don't care. So, yeah.
Brookie says, find her brokenness and you will learn how to love her. That was. Hey, Brookie.
Okay, so y'all gonna make me go out and get this book, because Charlene said, great book. Okay.
It is.
Okay, who's the author?
I knew you was gonna ask
that. Well, I like to know this kind of stuff. Who's this? Okay, let's see. You have to know what motivates your mate. Absolutely, you do. You certainly do. Yes.
Elmer says there are so many forms of gaining knowledge. Knowledge through experience, observation.
Oh yeah. Mulade, I read that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah.
Bridget says, I am not a mechanic. That does not mean I can tell you that your oil is dirty and needs an oil change.
Hello. Now, I think that, now let me tell you something, because Juanita Bynum, I heard her say this, and I'm a big fan of Prophetess Bynum. And I remember when she was single, before she married Bishop Weeks, she did a conference at Bishop Jakes' church, and her portion was called No More Sheets. So if you guys have ever seen that, awesome. And if you haven't, it's on YouTube. It's kind of lengthy, but it's worth to sit and watch it all. But there was a part in there when she was talking about when you're having sexual urges. I don't need nobody telling me to refrain myself and that celibacy is good for me and you know Jesus is gonna love me for being sanctified and purified when you laying next to biceps and triceps and big old thighs and all this stuff. Don't tell me about maintaining myself when you're not. And you don't have to maintain yourself. So when she said that, I was like, wow, it is a valid point. However, those people probably remember what it was like before they got next to that warm body. They remembered the sacrifices that they had to make and the chastity that they had to practice. And so this is why they're able.
Chastity.
Yes, isn't that a great word?
That's a church word. Get to this one more time, Pastor. Let the church say.
You know, every now and again, you know, it's still in me, y'all. Every now and again, it'll come out every once in a while. But yeah, you know, they still, some folks, their memories don't go that far from them. They remember what it was like in them single days when it was lonely and you were horny and you didn't have nobody to bump and grind with. So this is probably why a pastor or a woman of the church can come and tell you, sister, hold on now. Don't go down that road because you just don't, you know. So I think you, like I said, your soul know when it's worth listening to. I think your soul knows when you should listen and when you should walk away. When you should actually apply it and when you should say, nah, that ain't gonna work for me. You know, you just know what's for you and what's not.
I agree.
Yeah, so I wouldn't shun anybody. I don't think I would. I don't believe I would. I would hear you out and then I would let my soul determine whether or not how far I'm gonna go with your advice. Okay.
Gary Chapman. Thank you, BT. Appreciate that.
Yes, you guys, I love y'all feedback. I love y'all participation. So to wrap it all up then, we're going to say what on this subject?
If you are giving or receiving, if you are giving advice,
yes.
I would make sure that is sincere and,
yes.
and it's genuine.
Yes.
If you are looking to get some advice from someone, let it be from someone who you feel like you can trust, that is credible, and actually gives you some water to fertilize your seeds, that can actually help you grow. That's my take.
And I agree with that. And I'm just going to add that, like Mr. Outspoken says kind of often, if you don't feel like you are an expert in that area, then let them know I'm not it. You know, I love you. I definitely want to see you work through it, but I don't think I'm the person to ask. You have to be humble enough. Don't even try and attempt to give somebody something that you know you wouldn't use or you don't actually feel is worth sharing. You just making up some stuff to try to make them feel better. Keep that 100 because if somebody is that serious to approach you with a matter, you know, then you need to be equally as responsible and respectful of them to say, I can't help you with this one. You know, I think this is bigger than me. And maybe you can try to help them find somebody to help them solve it. But I don't think you should try to step in some shoes that you know you can't walk in.
Say that.
And that's that, you guys. That was in his and her words.
Great.
Yes, this was a good subject.
I kind of knew this when I saw the, you know, before I said, you know, this is going to be hot today. We're going to go and get on into it. You know, we definitely appreciate y'all tuning in and watching.
Absolutely. So I do have some reminders, you guys.
Some things coming up.
Yes.
Get your calendars out.
So today is Tuesday. Coming up on Friday is In the Divas Den. I know Chris, I don't see Chris, but I'm sure he's somewhere. Chris said he had some problems finding it. I don't know if you were able to see it Friday, Chris, but I did go live from my main Facebook page. So now Andre Tyrone, Deborah Ware, and myself we all just like in this room right now. Everybody's cameras is on so that you can see it from Andre Tyrone's page, Deborah Ware's page, and from my page. So if you guys want to get a sample of In the Divas Den, we go live every Friday at 7:30. So definitely tune into that. And then coming up on the 27th is another episode, a version, or I don't know, edition of Courses and Verses.
Edition is a good word.
Edition of Courses and Verses. Deborah Ware is going to be one of my features along with Moody Black out of South Carolina, and Stickman the General, who is on the label of Alan Poe. And you know, he is the CEO of Alan Poe Studios. So if you are an indie artist and you are trying to make a career out of what you do, and you're looking for some representation, some support, definitely hit up Mr. Alan Poe, Pough. He is out of New York, been here in Atlanta for a minute. He just opened up his studios in Marietta, and he already got 8 people on his label that he's been working with for quite some time. And these artists are really awesome. So, you know, and also we have FYP Productions. I know
Follow Your Passion Productions.
yes, follow your
DJ Emotions.
DJ Emotions. He was, I mean, he did videography for us. He did the video of us on stage performing in his and her words, the poem. And so if you guys need anything from this brother when it comes to videography, oh my God, productions of any sort, definitely look out for Mr. DJ Emotions.
And poets, if you trying to get on the list, you could inbox myself or Ms. Abiso Floetic.
Yes.
Limited spots are available.
Yes.
But we would definitely like to try to get everybody on the mic who has a desire to.
Absolutely.
So.
Yes, and performance is $5 cover. Regular general admission is $7. Definitely sign up as quickly as possible for open mics if you want to share your expertise. Definitely. Okay, so Courses and Verses is on the 27th. Make sure I put it out there today, the link. I put it on my page and I put it in a group, a couple of other places. But if you guys have not discovered the In His and Her Words Facebook page, by all means do. Find it, like it, share it. Definitely get the word out because we're going to be back on air very, very soon. And I'm so grateful that you guys have been faithful to these live streams. But we're going to be back in the studio, back on the radio, like really.
About 90% done, you think?
Oh, yeah. I think the last time I talked to Dr. Angela Harris, who is the founder of Black People Unity TV and Radio Network, she told me it was pretty much like done. There was like minor tweaks here and there that they were touching up on. So it could be as soon as next week we'll be back on air. So you guys, thank y'all for your diligence and for your commitment. But definitely make sure you get the word. I will put our the radio station's logo. I'll put it on the In His and Her Words page just so y'all can kind of see what it looks like. So you can be able to find the website when it's time to listen to the live streams and tune in to the show. You guys will be able to find it. Let's see. And now the rest of this is on you. You have 2 events coming up.
Free Your Mind Friday is back June 16th. Brought to you by the Solomon Social Club, hosted by yours truly. The feature poet of the evening will be Mr. Ken Warner. So I know a lot of y'all hit me up back channel saying y'all missed the first one. Y'all want to come and get on the microphone. So we got a month out. So it's going to be June 16th at the American Legion in Marietta. I will be posting it. If you have any questions, just inbox me. And then June 24th. This is interesting because last year I had an opportunity to perform my birthday weekend twice. One of them was at an impromptu concert. They just called me on stage. This year I have the opportunity to do it again, June 24th. Smooth Summer Night with Laree. The show's going to start at 10 o'clock. More details come. I actually haven't posted. I'll post it again so y'all can share it. So I'm looking forward to that. They actually gave me a 15-minute set. I might be opening, I believe. So that's kind of big for your boy. I'm trying to do something in my life.
All right, now. That's wonderful. I love it. Okay, and so now let me just share this for all of the entrepreneurs out here, for all you business owners, and if you're in the process of building it. I know what goes into it because trust me, So Floetic Entertainment keeps me moving. It does. In His and Her Words, keep me constantly researching and putting things together so that I can deliver to you guys what we just did, because I want it to be awesome and I want you to be entertained and I want you to be engaged. So I want your feedback. So y'all let us know how we did, all the time, please. And if you have suggestions, I want to hear it. But
please inbox.
Let me tell you, yes, please. But now here's the thing. Bosses, we can get so into the grind that we will not stop to take a breath. Sometimes we feel like we can't because who better to handle it than us? But Dr. Angela Harris, who I just mentioned, who is the founder of Black People Unity TV and Radio, has also partnered with a sister named Miss Sherry Hill, and they have put together Bosses Wine Down. Now, this is a getaway trip to St. Petersburg, Florida. You get to stay in a 15-room mansion. You have a chef cook your meals. You get a mani-pedi, you get deep tissue massage, you get to swim, you get to do poetry, you get to journal, you get to talk, you get to chill, whatever you want to do.
For the ladies, fellas.
No. Now, the initial trip, the inaugural trip, which is June 9th, is sisters only. But after June, it's co-ed. So the brothers and the sisters can come. The expenses are $299, but now there's no extras. This is everything. Your room, your bus ride, your meals, the massage, the mani-pedi, all of that for $300 for a weekend. And you get to hang out, you get to relax, you get to unwind, you get to network. If you are building your business and you're looking for somebody that does graphic design, or you're looking for someone, that does videography, or whatever the case, you never know who's going to be on these trips, and you get a chance to network, give out your business card, collect theirs, so that when you get back off your rest, you can get back to the grind and you have more resources to help you to be productive and successful. So I thought this was genius, because we will never stop ourselves. I think the reason I was looking toe up on Sunday is because I just crashed and I had no more energy to put out there. And it happens. You can take on more than you really are supposed to, and it overwhelms you. So you have to know when to balance it all out with a little bit of play and relaxation. And then in something else that Dr. Angela is starting, if you're in the ATL area and you have young kids and you don't know what these children are going to do this summer other than tear your house apart, Angela started summer camp named after her, or dedicated in honor of her grandchildren, Young Bucks Production. And the summer camp is going to be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. That's a long day, right? These kids are going to be at summer camp. They're going to be learning some exciting things. I'm going to be one of the teachers, and I will be teaching radio, being a radio personality. This one is going to come and be a guest teacher throughout whenever he's available. And DJ Emotions, who we mentioned, he's going to come to the class. Okay, hello. Charisma and charm and
I don't know if I can teach.
Oh, please.
I don't know if I can teach that.
Ain't that something?
I don't know if I can teach charm. I can explain to them how to be articulate.
Come on now, what is it to be a radio personality or an event host? How do you deliver quality when come on now, you know how to get smooth and debonair and have these sisters be saying, oh Lord Jesus.
Is that what they do? I have never seen a woman do that while I've been in front of her.
That's because it's kind of dim and you're not in the audience. We in the audience and we're like, look at this heifer here about to ass out,
I ain't that cute. Moving on.
Well, I ain't about to lie because I am that fine. And I've done seen the brothers kind of give me the, but okay, whatever. But anyway, Young Bucks Productions Summer Camp is going to be from 9 to 4, Monday through Friday. The flyer is definitely on my main page. I will put it on the In His and Her Words page. If you got kids in the ATL area and you want these children to be involved in something productive this summer, definitely hit up Dr. Angela Harris, Miss Sherry Hill, or myself, so that we can get you guys signed up. And so your children will have something amazing to do, that when they go back to school in the fall, they'll have some wonderful stories to share. And that's all I really have, y'all. That's all my updates.
You know what? There's a couple things that I left out, but it's really nothing major. I want to say, first of all, thank y'all, everybody that's watching. I say this all the time,
yes,
but I'm very appreciative of the fellas that reach out to me and talk to me. We was at Gala Day, had a couple guys come up to me, and I've always said I like to engage with the guys. Let's talk about it. A lot of times we ain't gonna say nothing. Although I'm not a spokesperson for all men, I'm glad to get the fellas involved. So we appreciate all y'all.
Yes.
And
I love hearing from men. I mean, sisters, you know we gonna talk and girl, get us a nice bottle of wine and get us out on a deck somewhere beside a pool and we gonna talk and just express our hearts. But when men start talking, this is when I really pay attention because you know they're always sharing something even when they don't realize that they are. And so I love when men are conversing and they're really talking and not just talking shit. They're talking because this is when you know that you can gather some good stuff from them. So that's you know.
Good show, partner.
Huh?
Good show, partner.
Yes, yes.
Did that.
Come on now. Okay, so you guys, this is where we're gonna wrap it up. Remember, Life LIFE is about keeping love first every day. Smooches.